Howdy. It's Monday afternoon, about dinner time. Been a rough day. Probably one of the roughest days I've had in a while. Client was arguing with me about paint on a wall. Nothing like that. But the chickens have decided that I am the most interesting thing on this farm, and they are following me everywhere I go. So somebody likes me, including a little boy there. Yeah, sometimes, like my dad always said, it's best not to argue with people, even if you're right. So that works. But looks like they're getting ready to harvest this corn finally. The tractors have arrived and the combine. We're gonna go look at that. A look at our compost heap here. This doesn't look like much, but we've watered it, and dig down in there, it's moist. Look at that. We've already got some decay going. Nice. And it smells like dirt and not poopy for a change. You ready, Sam? We're gonna go take a look at these tractors and post a video. Yeah, it's best not to argue with people, even if you know you're right. You don't get anywhere by trying to be defensive. It took me about, well, I don't know, my whole life to figure that out, and I could have just listened to my dad. But what are you gonna do, right? Sometimes you just gotta learn from experience. But corn is nice and dry. It's ready to harvest. They're working their way this way, but it's taking them a while. This thing is what they catch the corn in. It's towed by this beautiful John Deere tractor here. It's always my favorite when I was a kid. And this ginormous beast, about a $200,000, some people say it's $400,000 nowadays. This one's kind of old. This is the combine. This is what's going to harvest the corn. They left it here. You see the corn goes between these things here, and the stalk gets put down in between here, right up there, and it peels the cobs off. You can see some of the cobs right in here, and it sends the cobs through the spiral up into the center to a conveyor belt under there that goes up into the up under the cab in the machine into this giant factory of a machine here. Look at this thing. Good golly. What an incredible invention. And inside there, all the corn kernels get separated from the cob and the shuck and the stalk and everything else. It all goes squirting out the back, and all that's left inside is the corn kernels. And the tractor with the trailer goes beside that. And then while this is still moving, harvesting corn, it will dump all of this out this chute and into that trailer that's being towed by that tractor right there. And then he'll come back here. They'll pull a semi truck in the driveway here, and he'll come out here and dump that while the harvester is still going. And then he'll go back, and that way the harvester never has to stop. It could just keep going and doesn't waste any time. It's pretty amazing what we've invented. And oh, look at that. It's a little verbena of sorts, maybe. I'm not sure. Very purple though. Very pretty. There's our tractor, our landlord's tractor, old Case International. I gotta get that going. It's got a flat. And Sam, where are you? You're in the wheel. Oh, that's great. Oh, what a ham. Anyway, gosh, look at that. Boy, just think when they harvest all of that, we'll be able to see that dirt. There's a pond out there somewhere I haven't been to yet. But once they harvest this, we'll walk across these fields and explore. They go back there away to the tree line. and we'll see what's out there. But yeah, great big machine. Incredible invention, harvesting food that feeds America, feeds the world, and very, very cool. Anyway, it's hot, it's a good day. Mondays are always tough, but I'm glad to end it out here in the country where it's quiet and peaceful. Y'all have a good one.